Hello everyone, Relgan here again today to talk about emergency situations, the Zerg vs Protoss matchup. What I mean by this is, we often get into situations as Zerg players where we overdrone, where we get attacked by Dark Templars, where we get attacked by adepts in a war prison. And I want to show you how I deal with those, and I hope it will help you. So for starters, I go for a pool hatch opener. You see that often on Ruins of Endian. It's very effective on this map because you can take off, because you can kill the rocks. I go for 17 pool, 17 hatch, 17 hatch again, so I always have 16 drones in the mineral field. Then I start producing lings, overlords and queens. The first 6 Zerglings take out these rocks before they walk across the map to scout what my opponent is doing. Going to speed it up a little bit, my first queen injected my main base, goes to the third base afterwards. I'm building more queens, doing some harass with my Zerglings. I scout that he is building a Stargate, so I'm feeling pretty good about myself. At 3:30 I get a double gas. I'm preparing myself for a macro game. I have an overlord over here to see his third base, which I presume is there. But wait, there is no third base. Well, what am I going to do? Now, this is this is kind of where the emergency situation starts. Usually at this point you would just stop producing drones, start spamming roaches and Zerglings, and prepare to defend. If the Protoss has no third base at the 5-minute mark, there is an attack coming. Now, I already made a total of 52 workers against his 42, which is definitely overdroned. And I even produced some more drones. I have 2 spores at my third base. I have 2 spores at every base actually. I'm getting a Spire in case he goes for Sky Toss. So I'm preparing for all the wrong things. What I actually should prepare for is a gateway attack with 2 oracles. But seeing the 2 oracles, I thought, well, it's probably going to be Sky Toss. Then I realized, wait, he doesn't have a third base at the 6-minute mark. Panic, panic, panic. And here I produced even more drones. So if you look, I have 3 fully saturated bases against a 2 base all-in. Now, there's no way this can go right. So for me, this is an emergency situation and I have to deal with it. I did not even know that he ran in, that he took down those rocks. Only now, at this very moment, I realize I'm being attacked. Of course, a smart player, or a smarter player, would have realized the Protoss does not have a third. So what am I going to do right now? I'm spamming out roaches as many as I can. I realized that these evolution chambers are probably going to die. I want to minimize the damage that these oracles do, but that's kind of hard. He blocks off the ramp with a sentry, and well, this looks like a game over moment. However, using my superior economy, using the larva production from 3 hatches, I'm starting to spam out roaches. Now this first wave of units that I made are quickly disappearing against his oracles. These roaches are luckily on the high ground, meaning he cannot see them. I immediately morph a Ravager to remove this force field. And at this point, all hope is lost for me. So this is the moment at which I pull my drones. The moment at which my roaches appear from all the bases. More roaches are going to pop right here. The stalkers are in a position where I can attack them with my drones without focusing on the adepts, and I hope that the adepts instead focus on my roaches. Now, these oracles are not really getting dealt with at all. They are just there for whatever reason, shooting at my no units at all as they have no energy. He, of course, mismicros in this position slightly by not having all his units in position. And there are still broodlings out as he took out the evolution chamber, which was definitely a mistake as the evolution chambers were researching nothing at all. And now I'm shooting directly at his stalker army, and would have guessed. Somehow I'm only behind one worker, I have my lair, I have my roach warren, and I'm defending this push. He cannot take a third base. He cannot have a third base. I still have my natural. I don't really have any drones there, but I have the base. So I do not feel too bad about this position at all. I have 2 bases saturated. Of course, losing all these drones is a big hit, and it would have been smarter to just build circlings instead of all those drones, as I don't really need these many drones. But I somehow managed to hold on by luck and pulling the drones at the right moment. Killing the evolution chambers gave me enough leverage with my roaches to survive against this push, and here comes another push. But these war crawlers are very important right now for me to fend off his oracles. I'm trying to push out, make sure that his stalker count does not get too big. Constantly still spamming roaches. I'm not sure if I didn't rebuild roaches, but I'm simply transferring them. What I realized as well is, well, if he does not have a third base and my mineral line in the main is getting empty, well, so is his mineral line in the main base. Meaning I will outproduce him of 3 bases against 2 bases, even without having more workers than him. There's no way he can have more workers than I had when I had 2 bases saturated. And he has no third base. Of course he could have snook one, but that wouldn't make sense. For me at least. So now I'm using my Roach Ravager Force to finally push back his army, destroy it, the game. So I want to go back a little bit, quickly highlight the key moment at which I managed to hold his all in and eventually win the game. So right here we see the evolution chambers, which were in retrospect quite smartly positioned. I morph a Ravager on top of my main mineral line to take out the force field so I can actually push down into my natural. My drones are still all alive, doing good, doing the mining so I can produce my roaches. I'm deliberately slowing down the game right now so you can see what's happening. These broodlings that are attacking these stalkers and sentries at the same time. I pull my drones while my roaches and ravagers shoot at his units. These drones get the maximum amount of value. I get the maximum amount of value that I can out of these roaches right now. Out of these drones. Now, he will kill this evolution chamber in a big mistake. Evolution chamber takes out the zealot, or rather the broodlings, and then immediately go over to the stalkers, and now my roach count is starting to get too big for him to handle. He does not touch this corrosive pile, doing a lot of damage to his stalker sentry army. And eventually, by having no energy in his oracles at all, I managed to push this Protoss back and win the game. So, I hope you guys enjoyed what you saw. Like this game where everything went wrong for me and I still somehow managed to eke out a win. It was I kind of thought that the game was over way earlier on. Anyways, if you liked what you saw, feel free to subscribe to my channel, follow me on Twitch, or give me any feedback about things you might want to see, things you think that I did wrong or explained wrong, and I'll see you guys next time.